Hello everyone, hello SeaFall, hello overwhelming pressure to review this with no real idea of how you're going to do so without spoiling it for anyone. Chances are if you've been camping out in your crow's nest waiting for SeaFall to hit UK shores, then it's probably already taken a place in your default IKEA shelving unit that seems to come with every board game collection nowadays. I really want to dive into SeaFall and give you my opinion of it, but legacy games, as much as I love them, thread a piano wire tightrope reviewers have to walk across. Discuss too much and you spoil the entire game. Discuss too little and you're doing your viewers a disservice. By the time I got a decent opinion of Pandemic Legacy, the board was coated in more stickers than a Panini book of spoilers. And don't get me wrong, I am in no way ashamed of our Pandemic Legacy board. We practically coated the thing in Dettol. We killed any bacteria that came into contact with us. Mainly due to some really lucky early games that we had, but that took a long time, and by the time I got to that point we couldn't show you anything that was happening. So I really want to delve into this, and I think we should try something a little different. Consider this the beginning of a mini diary series of sorts. After every game of SeaFall we have, I'll be coming back to you with a short video split into two halves. The first half is going to focus on my opinion of the game so far, how the mechanics are holding up at this point in time without going into spoiler territory, before heading over to the legendary Dicey Exploits coffee table to look at the state of the board so far. I think that by doing it this way, and I hope I'm right, that we can get the best of both worlds for this. Those who are on the fence about getting SeaFall can simply watch and get a decision a hell of a lot quicker than if they had to wait for me to get through a 15-game minimum campaign, whilst I massacre the board in the process. And those who are playing or have played can simply sit back and gain oodles of amusement by listening to how we, and by we I mean I, screwed up the entire process without having to get through a huge Let's Play, because I don't have a thing against Let's Plays or anything. It's just I'm nowhere near as likeable without a script. I'm not likable now. So I don't want to leave you there. Let's kind of make an example of this video with an out-of-the-box first impressions of SeaFall. If you don't want to look at any of the components or are just afraid of bare ocean, that's ocean with nothing in the surrounding vicinity, not an ocean of bears. That would be terrifying for anyone. Then you should probably turn off the video now. There's nothing to do. Obviously, it's up to you to discover things in this vast sea and plunder islands for all they've got. And I'm hoping that with time we can develop this to a point where I can easily make some sort of cool little Survive Escape from Atlantis spin-off. Oh, the pieces don't fit. It's also flipping huge. I'm worried we're going to have to trade in the legendary Dicey Exploits coffee table. I mean, I've barely managed to fit all the boards on for 5 players and I haven't even got to the upgrade. And apparently never will. One thing I really like right from the off is the amount of characters you get to play as. 3 to 5 players can dive into SeaFall, however the game offers you 10 characters, 5 male, 5 female, all with the same starting capabilities. I was never a huge fan of constantly having to switch out factions in games of Risk Legacy. I wanted to stick it out with the Peter Sahan from beginning to end. Win or lose, I didn't care, because I just wanted to develop my own personal story with them, but unfortunately couldn't. Here, however, everyone starts with a captain with the same values as everyone else, and with such a diverse cast to choose from, it looks like no one's going to be fighting over who to play as, and it can accommodate for 5 male players and 5 female players. It's just really nice. It's more the provinces, or ship colours, that come with their own personal story, and even then they're not so dramatically unique to cause a huge fuss over, although I don't feel like I have the class or flair to pull off wearing a red unicorn on my uniform, but I do have enough flair to pull off that rhyme. One concern I have comes with the rules. There's nothing overly complicated in here, but there's lots of little things that I think will get forgotten in between games, especially over a long period. And don't forget, we're going to be adding stuff to this over time. Fortunately, Rodney over at Watch It Play has done an extraordinary rules video on SeaFall. It's plastered all over the rulebook anyway, but I'll include a link to it in the description because it's an incredibly handy tool to have if anyone in your group needs a quick rules refresh. No, I'm going to say it. This might seem silly, but I'm also a tad concerned about these folds on the board. As you're dilly-dallying on the high sea, when you discover an island, you stick it down on the board. And I'm just a bit worried that if you stick it on one of those folds, that over time, it's just going to end up tearing off. And I don't know. It'll probably never happen. But if this has happened to you, can you please comment so I can find a way of counteracting it? Because it's just going to bother me. I like the little chests, I like the tiny cubes, I like the diddy dice, they're all so cute. But I'm getting off topic here. If you want my opinion on this, I'm going to have to start playing a few games. So join me in my for camera-shy friends that genuinely do exist, as we see who sinks in this flat earth and who sails to stickered shores. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you know when those videos come in. You'll probably also get a few reviews of me getting thwacked around the face with something hefty to tide you over until the next one. Good pun. And if you're playing the game yourself, please comment down below on your own escapades. I love the custom storytelling that naturally comes with legacy games, and to hear someone else who is having a worse time than me, well, that'll do my confidence the world of good.